What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here. Today we're going to be taking a look at this, the NYXI Warrior wireless controller. I've reviewed quite a few controllers from NYXI over the years, and I've always really liked how clever and different they were. The Hyperion Pro is one of my all-time favorite controllers to game with on the Switch. The Warrior here is NYXI's latest controller that works with the Switch, the GameCube, Wii, and PC. It packs modern features into a beloved retro GameCube-like design. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this controller is exactly like the GameCube controller that you know and love. In fact, aside from the design, this thing is totally different. The Warrior features Hall effect joysticks, clicky micro switch buttons, trigger buttons up top that can be shortened using switches on the back, 6-axis gyro controls, HD rumble, an interchangeable programmable back paddle, and up to 10 hours of battery life. When you get the Warrior in the box, you're going to find the controller itself, some documentation, a wireless adapter for the GameCube and Wii, along with a USB-C charging cable, that interchangeable back paddle, and some joystick rings. One of my favorite things about NYXI controllers is how easy they are to swap out the joysticks and the rings around them. You can easily do that here as well. The face buttons are micro switch buttons, and they feel very different than that of the original GameCube controller. They're very clicky here. Not only can you feel it, but you're also going to hear it as well. They aren't loud, but they do give off more noise compared to the original. Think of a mechanical keyboard versus a traditional quieter keyboard. What's interesting is that the D-pad here also uses those same clicky micro switches. Personally, I think the D-pad is okay at best. It does take some time to get used to. However, if you're a pro, you're likely going to feel right at home and appreciate the clicky buttons and what they bring to the table. The trigger buttons up top are also unique. The L and the R buttons have more of a clicky feel like the face buttons, whereas the ZL and ZR buttons feel more traditional. There are two switches on the back of the controller that allow you to adjust how far the ZL and ZR triggers can go. You can let them have shorter or deeper presses based on which you prefer. Around back, you also have the option to add a back paddle for additional customization. Throughout my time with the Warrior, I did find it to be a fun controller to game with. Like most GameCube-like controllers though, the button arrangement does make it a bit quirky for Switch games unless you remap the buttons or get used to the button placement. I haven't tested it with the GameCube or the Wii, but I'm guessing that it works like a standard controller would on those consoles. As far as battery life goes, you're gonna get about 10 hours of runtime out of this thing, which I found to be pretty accurate. You're not going to get pro controller levels of battery life out of the Warrior, but you will get some decent runtime. The good news is that the wire included is long enough to use in the event that you do need to play with the controller plugged in. So is the Warrior worth it? I would say yes. If you like GameCube controllers, you are going to like this thing. It's a solid Switch controller that has some nice weight to it. It offers a comfortable form factor, solid buttons, and it does have some neat modern features. Not to mention, if you're looking for a modern controller for your GameCube or your Wii, this is a great option. However, if you want more flexibility out of your controller, especially if you're playing on the Switch, you might want to check out NYXI's Hyperion Pro. It can be used in place of your Joy-Con on the Switch or as an alternative to the Pro controller. It's a little more versatile than the Warrior is. So that's about all that I got, my friends. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It greatly helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow at Raymond Strazdas on X, Instagram, and TikTok for so much more. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace!